Hi everyone. I haven't actually planned what I'm going to say in this video, but I just felt like I needed to make a video just to basically go through a few things. Just talk about how I feel and what's been going on. And just to like kind of, I guess, have a bit of a rant and get things off my chest, but I'm sure it'll help you as well, because if you've been in my position before, if you're in my position, you probably feel the same. I'm just having a rough time. Like, it's hard to stay positive because sometimes it just gets on top of you, where you kind of, as you know, if you've basically been fighting for your life every single day since this depersonalization set in, you'll kind of know how it feels. You just feel absolutely fed up, really. It's like you get to a certain point where you just crash and you just break down, and then you've basically got to pull yourself back out of it and then keep fighting and then break down again until you actually find some progress. The reason why I'm like this is because I upped my dose too quick and I'm having really bad redistribution, but that'll be in Sunday's video. But I just wanted to make this video to talk about like how I've been feeling, and it's basically how I feel now is how I've felt before I started chelation, before I started like doing the right thing, and it's brutal. Like, I forgot how bad it was, but I just feel like obviously the depersonalization, the derealization is bad. It's set back in. I know it'll pass, but it's just awful still. Like, I just can't think of how I'm going to function. I'm at university and I start placement like not next week but the week after. I'm actually counselling people, and I'm like, how am I going to counsel people when I just don't even feel like I'm in the room? Like, how am I going to listen to someone talk about their problems that, like, when I'm there with them in the room, I just feel like I'm drifting away from them. Like, the walls are closing out. How can I focus on what they're saying and be a good counsellor? Like, I need to do these hours to get my degree. It's just not fair. Like, it's so shit. Like, I'm only 27. I can't even eat things that are like normal people eat. I can't eat chocolate, I can't eat eggs, I can't eat dairy, I can't eat like thiols, anything like that. Like, sometimes histamine. And I've got to eat healthy all the time. It's costing a lot of money to eat organic, like money I don't have. Whereas other people my age, you know, they just eat pizzas and burgers and live happy lives, and I've got to fucking struggle because of this like illness that no one gives a crap about or even knows about. Like, it's actually forbidden to talk about it sometimes. You know, if you talk about it to the doctor, they'll probably try and section you because they think you're just making it up or you're delusional. Somehow no one's really heard of it. Like, even though I'm guessing like at least 10% of the population is mercury poisoned and it's affecting them in some way or another, whether it be their mental health or physical. And just like I get support from people, but not in the way that I need. It's the only support I get is from people who have actually been through this or are going through this, and even then it's just online. Like, I don't get physical support. I'm just so alone with it. Like, my partner's great and stuff, and I can like cry to him and whatever, but it's just like I kind of feel like I'm making it up. Sometimes it just feels like I'm not even like making sense to people, and I don't even like talking about it to people because I just feel embarrassed and awkward, and like even I can't even believe what I'm saying sometimes. Like, I felt really depressed today because I'm having bad redistribution. Like, how do you say to someone who's never really experienced mercury poisoning, oh, I feel really depressed today, not because of anything in particular in my life, but mercury circulating in my bloodstream and make my body scream in mental anguish because it knows it shouldn't be there. So I'm getting all these fight or flight symptoms my adrenals are trashed because they're fighting hard to keep things going. My liver's struggling because it's full of toxins. And I can't even speak to a doctor if I feel really ill, because what they're going to do, just send us home from the emergency room. I've got nowhere to turn. Like, only thing I can do is stay at home and just pray that it passes. And it does, but it's just when you're in this state of mind, it's just awful. Like, I'm not surprised a lot of people feel suicidal with it, even struggling with depersonalization and not knowing what's going on, because I was suicidal for a while. Luckily I haven't been like that for a while. I felt a little bit off today, I'm not going to lie, but I haven't been suicidal. I've just felt, you know, when you're just fed up and you just think, like, be better off if I was dead. Because, and it's, you know what, my life's great. Like, I've got a lovely partner, my family's great, I've got my own place, I'm doing a degree that I love. Like, I'm not short of money, like, I'm not rich by any means, but I can get by. I've got a few savings, and my job, I enjoy it. Like, there's no aspect of my life that is wrong. Like, I haven't really had a traumatic life. It's just this poison. It's like a curse, like a demon. Infested in my brain and in my body and in my emotions. And all I can do is just try and have treatment to get it out and just wait it out and suffer, like, in this torment. The only thing that makes us feel a bit better is reading people's success stories, when they say, you know, like, every day was torture, went through all this mental health hell, and now, you know, I haven't had anxiety for months. I'm just clinging on to those testimonies. And the reason why I do these videos as well is because I look back at the ones where I was feeling good when I'm feeling down and just think, you know, well, I can get back to that because I've felt like this before. But it's just still is difficult. Like, I'm just not even gonna, Christmas is in a month, I couldn't give a shit. I'd rather it not be there. Like, I can't be bothered to see my family and pretend to be okay, like, and, you know, I can't even drink alcohol because I get a hangover for 2 weeks where I feel absolutely deathly ill, like really mentally ill, because any toxins that I'm adding in my body just tips us over the edge every single time because my body's so full of them. And then a lot of the time I don't know if what I'm doing is right. Like, I'm taking all these supplements, which I'm pretty sure I've perfected them now, but like I see other ones like that I catch me eye and I'm thinking, oh, should I take that, should I add that, should I take that away, you know, is this making us feel bad? It's a fucking jungle. There's no, like, it's a blind maze. It's basically like being blindfolded and having to navigate your way through hell whilst burning and being set on fire, and then no one tells you when it's going to end, you know. What you have to just keep going. But like, and as well, basically you're blindfolded in hell being burnt, and then telling people about it and them going, oh well, you know, things will be alright, and you're like, fucking, is that like suffering and dying? I just need to have a rant. And like, the dissociation is just the worst thing ever. Like, it got a lot better, but now I'm back in it. It just feels like, you know, you forget how bad it is. Like, I was able to leave the house last week and go to university with having minimal problems, you know, being engaged in the class, feeling a lot more external. And then now it's just like, I feel just totally spaced out, like really spaced and dazed. But again, this is just confirmation for me that Mercury's my demon, and that I need to just keep chelating. And then the worst part is just not knowing when this is going to end, like what you're supposed to do. It's just hard. Like, just the worst part as well is just not getting understanding from people. Like, I don't even talk about it with anyone. They ask how I am and I say fine. I'm not fine. I'm fucking struggling. Every day is a real, like, struggle to just keep myself going and stay alive. Like, and not regress and stay in bed for months and, you know, like want to just cry and break down all the time. It's just not a normal thing. I can't even, like, even if I do break down in front of people and they are understanding, I can't explain why I've broke down. Like, you know, if you've got a friend who you see and then, you know, they're upset and they call you, you know, when things are going wrong in their life, the boyfriend split up with them or somebody's passed away or, you know, they've lost their job, you can be comforting and supportive to them because you know what the issue is. For me, I can't ring someone and go, I feel really depressed, I feel really anxious, I'm panicking. Oh, what's wrong? I've got this illness. Well, what is it? I've got mercury poison. What's that? The fillings that I got put in from the NHS have poisoned us. What? That just doesn't make any sense. Like, how the fuck do you explain that to people? You just don't. I just don't explain it to anyone. And people who do know what's going on, like, even I think probably they think it's just all bizarre. I mean, I think they believe it because they can see how much pain I'm in. But even still, like, it's just this is not normal anxiety. It's biochemical anxiety. I've learnt now, right, in life, there's two different types of mental illness. There's mental illness caused by events in the life, you know, trauma and things like that. That can be treated with counselling and therapy. And then there's biochemical mental illness, which is basically the body fucking crying out, like, because it's been tortured by toxins. And often these types of mental illnesses are the ones that are totally resistant to Western medicine treatment for mental illness, antidepressants, therapy, no matter what you do. And I just feel awful for people who go through this every day and don't realise that there's actually a biochemical problem here. And, you know, I've been there, I've spent like hundreds of pounds, thousands of pounds on treatment for mental health and like self-help books, private therapy, you know, antidepressants as well I got, and none of it worked. And like, that just made us feel absolutely awful because I was like, oh, what else am I supposed to do? Because my understanding was only that far, the limit of that. Now I've learned that actually there's a whole new realm of all this. And that's where like severe mental health problems come in. So I just have to keep going. Just keep being positive. I'm just having one of those days where I just feel like giving up. But what does giving up mean? Like suicide? It's not an option. Or just lying in bed. But I just can't. It's not going to make us feel any better. It's just going to make us feel worse. So let this video be a lesson that, you know, no matter how bad things get, and believe me, they are bad at the minute, can get better, because hopefully in a few weeks I'll be posting things saying that I've, you know, recovered from my setback a lot more. And if these emotions come over you during chelation, just let them. Apparently things come and go, and then they go permanently. So yeah, even now I'm looking around the room and I'm just so spaced out, and I just get these like stabs of anxiety and panic, because it's like I'm on the verge of just like panicking and having a panic attack about it, but I'm just not letting it come over us. I'm just observing it. I mean, you can probably see I look quite white and scared, so yeah, I am. But yeah, I'm just going to keep going and just pray for better days. But in the next video on Sunday, I'll explain why this has happened. And yeah, why I've regressed like this. So anyways, I'm going to end the video because my brain's just not working very well. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon in better circumstances.